Forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio.
Feeling the way me rock up, right now I'm feeling like I could fly. The way I'm feeling of have a woman backing up. Pull up, what up, pull up, what up, what up. I feel it to take a shot of rum. I feel it to drink until I'm drunk. I feel it to wine on a lady. I feel it to jump like I'm crazy. I feel it to wave me round up by. Right now I'm feeling like I could fly. The way I'm feeling off lately. The carnival jump me, it hit me, it hit me, it hit me. The jump me, it hit me, it hit me, it hit me. The jump me, it hit me, it hit me, it hit me.
Bringing you the energy, music and vibes to start your day right.
So let's see. Let's see if we can get your day started right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, Ted. Good to have you here. And if you're wondering where here is, it is NETT Radio, New Era TT Radio. Heartbeat of the Caribbean, taking you above and beyond. This beautiful Wednesday morning, giving God thanks and praises to life. And I say a very special good morning to Trinidad, Tobago, neighbors in the Caribbean, friends who are streaming all around the globe. Good day to you, and thank you so much for being here. Much thanks to the Heavenly Father, as always, for bringing us together for another day. All that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing unto you. Sir Charles, that is me. Happy am I to be in this space with you. I say welcome everybody. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, get up and go. This is your breakfast show.
Get up, it's the time to start the day. The breakfast show is here. We bring in the soca way.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your double or your morning drink.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woohoo! Hey, it's Hump Day. And good morning to everybody. Welcome to the breakfast show. The best place that you can find yourself Monday to Friday at this time of the day. Thank you very much for being here. And of course, thanks to everybody coming in. Good morning to Wendell. I'm sure Richard will join us soon enough.
Yeah, man. Morning, Sir Charles. You happy today?
I've been practicing. Woohoo!
Yeah, I realize that.
By the time I was just breaking halfway in between it, but today I said, nah.
You're getting it all out now. Anyway, good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. And good afternoon and good evening to all listeners in Yokohama, Japan. And of course, in Addis Ababa. Good morning to Captain Ron's wife, Fifi, I think it is, out there in Addis Ababa. And am I saying that correct? Addis
Ababa.
She's I don't know why. I feel like I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah.
But a special good morning. She sent congratulating and happy anniversary greetings to us today. Of course, it's the anniversary of NETT Radio, but our Richard and my anniversary is actually tomorrow. We started April 2nd.
Yeah, and that is why we celebrate this whole week, because of how things are, you know, falling there. We want to make sure I give everybody this space. Yeah,
it would have been today, but I told Sir Charles, nope.
Not today.
Started on April 1st. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. But
I remember that so well.
April 1st, no sir. As a matter of fact, I had a particular appointment for today, and I got it moved. I did it yesterday. I said, I ain't taking that chance. I don't want to get blank. So I went yesterday to that appointment. You understand? I don't know. It's just something with me. I mean, it's nothing big, because I actually have very good friends celebrating birthdays today. John Jardine is celebrating his birthday today. He's one of those local white boys who went to school with me, and we still hang together sometimes. Whenever the past people have a little life, John is always there. So happy birthday, John Jardine. I have treasured you as a friend for many, 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 many years. And them girls from school absolutely love John Jardine. So happy birthday, John. And of course, today is also the birthday of one of the gentlemen who gave me my first opportunity on radio. As a matter of fact, I was doing an afternoon show every now and then with Harvey Boris and Darian Marcel. And this gentleman called me into his office, he and an ex-guy. And they said, Wendell, how would you like to do the breakfast show? I said, the breakfast show? I said, with who? Gladiator? They say yes. I said, well, because I was a known PNM. I was a representative of the PNM. And Gladiator was on a rampage against the PNM at the time.
Oh,
said, they say, yes, we want you to go on that show with him on the morning. I said, fine, I'll do it. And here I am. Well, that show is no longer exists. But here I am still on radio 20 plus years later through the kind graces of a guy called Lennox Tousse. His birthday is today. Lennox Tousse, I will never forget you. Never ever forget you.
Yeah, when you talk about an officer and a gentleman, that is him,
Oh, for sure. I don't know what kind of son he produced there in Chris Tousse. Chris, I'm just joking. You're every bit like your father, a gentleman. You understand? But Lennox Tousse is a gentleman.
When I think of the persons that we have worked under, that is I don't know how to describe that, man.
Yeah, and I don't know if you remember those days, but you surely would remember those days, Sir Charles. When we used to, for Christmas or for the anniversary, you'd always get a gift from Lennox Tousse.
Yeah.
Lennox Tousse would always, even if it's a cake or something,
you get to yeah.
Yeah, Lennox Tousse would always show his appreciation for us at Power One. Those were good days. Lennox Tousse and Brian McKnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, two of them called me in and said they want me to do the breakfast show. I said, all right, cool. But Richard is who kept me on that show. I have to tell you that, because we've been through many changes on that show. It started with Gladiator. It went to David Mohammed. Then, there are so many people. Wendell Etienne at one time, Viash Nanlal, Rhoda Barrett, Deborah Maylard, even Ira Matura, I think, was there for a short stint. We had, and of course, Dr. Morgan Job for quite a number of years. We had so many different, and of course, ended with Paul Richards. We had so many different people on that show, but Richard and I remained constant. And here we are today, a year later. Well, on the cusp of it.
Yeah, the cusp of it, yeah.
So happy birthday also to Brent Sylvester, Kabrina Rahim Persad, Edison Lane, and Ashley Bidesi, the daughter of Boy Bidesi. She is celebrating her birthday today. Ashley, happy birthday from your dad, Boy, who's an ardent fan of this show. And of course, from us here on the Breakfast Show. All right? Happy birthday.
Yeah, so all the people celebrating birthdays today. And speaking of that, because yesterday I remembered, and I almost forgot, but let me say happy birthday greetings going out to Nicole Richardson, who is celebrating her birthday today also. So if you all know Nicole Richardson, any one of you all, you could probably tell her I sent happy birthday greetings to her, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Yes, Ron DeSantis. I didn't even know he was originally from Piccadilly Street. I didn't know where John was from. Yeah. I don't know where he was from. But he was one of those local white boys.
Oh, Ron DeSantis knows him.
Well, apparently Ron DeSantis knows him. Yeah.
Anyhow, so we are here with you this Wednesday morning. You know, looking forward to the holiday coming up in a short, the long holiday coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be a nice one. Easter is always a nice time, you know.
Yeah.
People who are, and then now it's vacation. People are home with their children and stuff. So I
A
guess
lot of people, I'm sure, will be heading out too this weekend, because I mean, if they were proactive, they would have gone since last weekend. So they get 2 weekends, and I mean, the 3 days in between. I mean, you could apply for some kind of leave and go somewhere for a nice period there from since last weekend. You know, it was a nice time to do a holiday.
Everybody's talking about their financial crunch. So maybe who could do it have probably done it, and others probably say, well, I can't take the whole 2 weeks to do that, so I'll probably take one, or or the weekend.
Sometimes, you know, there are a bunch of people who's complain about not having money, but there's fine money to do things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there are plenty of people like that, you know, and especially for a holiday, there's fine money, you know, because it had nothing to replace a holiday, you know. Sorry, you know, yesterday, I mean, there are some things could replace a holiday, and I did 2 of them yesterday. I just decided yesterday, after finishing radio and doing what I had to do, I was going to take it easy. So I got myself a full body massage.
Yeah.
And then I went to this place, Sir Charles, that I swear bugs, well, not bugs, but it was the scariest drive, one of the scariest drives I've had in life. This good friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, invited me to come and watch cricket, night cricket. So I said, okay, no problem, I'll come, but I say, knowing where this person invited me to cricket, I think I should leave in the daytime. But I left kind of sunlight hours, but still I experienced darkness, right? I reached in the darkness because I don't know why there's traffic. There's not real traffic on the road yesterday. I don't know why. I think it's because people were just going about trying to get to wherever they need to go for the weekend. But I journeyed through this road, Sir Charles, I swear I wasn't seeing the edge of the road.
Yeah.
And I don't know the road.
I don't know where you went.
I don't know the road. And I said, you know, why you venture up inside of here? Anyway, I ended up in this place called Kunaripo and joined our good friend, and we watched cricket. I enjoyed the cricket though. I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed meeting a lot of people from Kunaripo, and it was a good time. So I had to drive through a road called Waiko Road, I think. So that alone should tell you which is I went by, right?
Yeah, that's no once you headed in that direction, I don't know where you went already. Yeah, that's not the
She and her sons played cricket last night.
or they come for you.
F?
You drove up or they came for you?
I drove up because it was that road. I don't know how she'd make her driving in them places, boy. My God, morning Galen and morning Anderson and morning Randy and Andy and Ronaldo. All of them I met last night in cricket.
Right,
people up at Kunaripo. But I enjoyed cricket.
A whole cricketing family there.
Yeah, boy, oh good. They're good, you know. They're pretty talented, you know. Yeah, but I was happy that that's what I did yesterday to relax. I just needed a day to do nothing and relax, and I was happy I took that opportunity later on in the day to do that.
Yeah, well, that's good. Now you have to take some time out to recover from that drive.
I thought it was bad going in, but it was good coming back out. I mean, you know, but that road is a scary road. Especially when I come along here again, I come along in the daytime.
And the thing about it is that you know how long they're arguing about that stretch of road and areas like that, and it seems like no governments have no intentions of fixing that road for them.
Because I asked her, I said, who's the council up here? Who's the MP? I think they have a new MP, Shivana Sam. The council, she gave me his name, you know, but I can't remember. But come on, man. Even the facilities up at the culinary program could do with some improvement. The lights are bright, but it's a little too low. I don't know how. Like everybody in culinary pro have 20/20 vision. Nobody wearing glasses, and I don't know how they see it. No, so Charles.
They're good.
Gail, I'm watching who the next guy, Ricardo, watching way across the field and seeing something. I saw that serious. They see that. So when you're accustomed spotting,
they're growing to see.
When you're accustomed seeing snake in the forest, you'll see anything. That's okay.
Yeah. No, but it just goes to show how some communities in Trinidad and Tobago could be right there and forgotten. Because that's what it seems like. Imagine you living in that area, how much it probably just cost for a taxi if you had to go home.
Boy.
If taxi was probably even go up in the back then.
No, but those people who live in areas like that, they are resilient, and they're happy. Because a lot of people in the community came out to watch the cricket, and it's hardball cricket. So I have to tell you that you have to keep your eye on the cricket. Because you never know when the ball coming your way.
What direction the ball coming from.
But I enjoyed it. Thanks, Gaylan, for convincing me to come up in that bush and forest.
Oh, Lord. Hey.
Oh, Lord.
All right, well, just before...
Richard is here. Richard, where
before he gets in between here, see that he
went to buy Gaylan's bush?
And he make me spit out the coffee. I went up in Gaylan's bush.
Yeah, well, let me just do the good news and come back.
We live in a world where we fight for everything, came with nothing, fight for everything, and die and leave everything right behind. Go with nothing too. Have you given thought? So I say to you all the time, with no apology, stop covering your couch with a cloth. Sit down on the couch. You're going to dead and leave it there. I say to you again, go in your buffet and pull out all that wares you have hiding and start to use it. As you're dead, your daughter not throwing it away. I say to you, go in your cupboard and pull out your new pot and start to use it. The one that you're using, dent up and you'll get tetanus when you cook with it. Go and use everything that you have. Go in your cupboard and pull out the new sheet that you have hiding for a special occasion. You get up and that is special enough because tomorrow you mightn't get up. Start using everything. Use it because you know why? We're planning for tomorrow, but tomorrow may never. Say that with me. Tomorrow may never. You're not saying it good. Tomorrow may never. Do me a favor. Punch the person next to you. Say, hey, that's true, you know. Tell the person next to you. That's true, you know. That's so true. Tomorrow may never come. Do what you can. Do what you can now. Do it to the best of your ability.
But you know, by the way, good morning to listeners and viewers, and good morning, guys. Wendell and St. Charles. Do you still have those kind of buffets or hutches with cutlery and dishes they don't use? People still have that? I thought I was a generation of our mothers and grandmothers and stuff like that. I didn't know that still happened.
Yeah, that still happens. It's called a China now. or in some, no, the etagere is a different one, but it has different names, but it take on it. I tell you my story about me cleaning a whole thing, a thing like that at Christmas time and put them back in and they never move from there.
I know, but that was when you were a little boy.
No, that was recently. Not recently, but within the last 8 years or so.
Okay. I didn't know people still did that.
Yeah, that's still home. That's still our one home, I mean.
Yeah, but it has happened with other things too. It's happened with clothes, with shoes, all different kinds of things too.
Well, I know sometimes people buy clothes and they're saving it for a special occasion. And the special occasion is what exactly?
Yeah.
You know?
You're saving this.
I know some people, the special occasion might be this weekend, Easter weekend, but sometimes I know people do that. They buy shoes and I will save it for, you know, and
when I go out to travel or some kind of thing.
But people still have that, Richard. Trust me. We have one. Well, there is one in my household. You know, there was a time when I say we, but there is one in my house just like that. And it so happens that I try to shift the China, right? I try to shift it, and things fall and break. Well, I don't have to tell you, I scoop that up so fast. I don't even think the person ever missed them thing.
Yeah. So people do, and have all kind of thing. But like I said, stop covering on the couch. Sit down on it.
But there are a lot of memories in there too.
You covered on the couch.
Yeah.
You covered on your couch?
No.
I have a couch. Well, there's a part of my house nobody don't sit on.
Nobody.
I don't think I can't remember the last time somebody sit on them chairs. Not even we will live in the house that sit on them chairs.
I can't think of any part of the house where people don't sit down.
When you come by me next, I will show you.
There's only come and clean and dust and over back everything.
I tell you, nobody don't sit on them chairs. You feel it easy?
When they finish, walk out, go and lie down and stretch at them chairs.
Oh, you don't know the torturous life I lived in.
It's not because you don't want to use it. You don't use it.
Oh Lord. But only come by me next time, I'm going to make everybody sit on them chairs. Just for smile.
Richard? You want help in making enemies?
And I'm going to take out all them wares in there and use them.
Yes, start to use all them wares that they have packed up there. Some people when they do have thing and buffet or kind of thing, they have it packed up in box. A whole cupboard of the towel and sheet.
It's crazy, yes. Life, eh? Say what? Anyway, our guest this morning will be Edie Stewart, the president of the TTNNA. A lot happened yesterday too with the nurses. It was ramped up. So we're going to be speaking with him this morning as our guest. And I think we should go straight into good news, Sir Charles.
We
have good news.
We just did
good news. Ingrid? Oh,
yes.
I lost my way there, boy. You see what life in the country does do to you?
Yes. Easy going. When they go by Gale and Bush.
Robert Allen says good morning and to the breakfast show. Top of the morning to Richard, Sir Charles, and Wendell. To God be the glory for the things he has done. Happy Hump Day, Anthony Tinto. Nice to hear from you, Tinto. Margaret Thomas, Manuela Peters, Maria Cellier, Erica Charles, thank God for life. Pamela Grimshaw says blessings and congratulations on your 1-year anniversary. Diane Payne says blessed morning, guys. Boy Bidesi, of course, wishing his daughter Ashley a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ashley.
All right. Marcia Rock, good morning, good morning. Rabbit, do have a blessed day. Of course, that's what people say on the first day of the month. Marlon Motley from North Valsayn. Robert Taylor, Pamela O'Connor, to continue to celebrate Great is Thy Faithfulness, Palo Seco Lockdown. Felix Kazo, happy Hump Day. Nicola McNichols, Arlene Lewis, Kenny in Harlem, Melissa in Chanflair, Slick Money Grip, Mrs. R, The Slimy Show, Kurt Hope in Nashville, Tennessee, Gavin Frank, Carla Hercules, Claire Lendor Rollins, Dave Gosine, Prabha Ramdial, Ingrid from Tucson, Arizona, Eunice Dublin, Trini Merle Kitchen, Brent Hackshaw, Pearl and Stacey Ann Cordis from Brazil Village, says happy anniversary. Jennifer, that's Suzette Jessup, if I'm not mistaken. Happy anniversary. Bernadette and Alicia Yates, Rena Boodoo Jennings, Sankofa say divine greetings. Doreen Pierre, Lester Cragwell, Ron DeSantis Jr., Valerie Mendoza, Michael Robinson from Yokohama, Japan. Sankofa says, come all you on today. How come all you on today, Good Friday? Huh? Okay. Back and sleep and wake up, Sankofa.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Time traveling.
Yeah. Scorpion Pepper says good morning. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr. Carol Guevara also says good morning. Kim Govaya, David McCarthy, son. Okay. Wendell, I know. That's quite all right. I don't hide my business, actually. I hide very little. Julia Samantha, Florence Bazi, Amanda and Damian Edwin did something happen yesterday evening while I was there. Gridlock traffic leaving Port. Well, I left Port of Spain very early. Before midday, I was out. Michael Cadet, good morning. Tamana, Wendell, that was a nice drive through the Tortuga Drive. Okay, I'm not quite following your language, what you're trying to put together there, Sankofa. Who is this guy? I like him. He's right. What's his name? Who are we talking about? David Ware says, morning, guys. Somebody please send me the video that you showed us. Good news. I don't have it. If Sir Charles puts it in the chat, I'll send it to you.
Up on the YouTube channel, it's there.
All right. You hear that, David?
Yeah, up in our YouTube shorts, and you should see it there.
All right. Florence Bazi, it's a shorting. Tomorrow will come, but without you. Deborah Noel says, Richard, behave. You wish? You think? That ain't going to happen. Lester Cragwell, they are heirlooms from the previous generations that you can't use. You are the only caretaker to pass it on. So very true. I think my son would dump all of that eventually. Plastic Fantastic is another one. Kathy Ann Charles says, good morning and happy hump day. Special good morning to Arlene in Bronxville. Victor Tongs, Trini Gets Fit. Kathy Ann Townsend also congratulating us on our anniversary. Chris Toussaint says, happy birthday to Mr. Toussaint. Oh, you reach a year already. Yes, yes. And who called him Mr. Toussaint? Is Daddy?
Today's Leonard's birthday.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Uncle Lennox.
Daddy for you, Chris? CJ from New York says, grand morning, everyone. Morning, CJ. Beauty Culture. And CJ says, special greetings to the powder puff, the golden powder puff girls. I like golden in here. I insist on this powder puff. I put golden because all you're golden. Face it. Zena is golden. He might be diamond gold too, whatever you call it. Morning to Norris Ferguson. All right. So those are the greetings on the chat, guys.
Okay, I'm trying to get the WhatsApp here while I do all these things, right? So let me scroll back down. Right, so Fifi out there in Addis Ababa came in very early on the chat this morning. Also Mahi, who is out there in Columbus, Ohio, I think she is, right? I don't know if she's still there, but anyhow. Frank out there in Aruka, good morning to you. Archbishop Ashton Clark, good day to you. Peter Wilson, good to have you. Terry Ann Peters and the people from Mova. Who we have again? We have Kent from Laventel. Miss Ingrid, good morning to you. Salty, Melty, good morning. Betty, the Tree Bees out there in Brooklyn. CJ out there in New York. Ron DeSantis, the most miserable man on the net. Who we have again? Captain Ron in Orlando. Zena and the Arima people. And she says, don't forget it's April Fool's Day also. Mr. Billy, good day to you. Judith in Tobago. Rena Boodoo Jennings, good morning. Callan and Kelly. And Callan Rel Bacchanal with all yesterday. These nurses. All right. Well, and of course to the Gael family, good morning to you. So it is now 25 minutes before the hour of 7 o'clock. And we are going to take a short break. And when we come back, we look at the newspapers and then all the other madness that is taking place. So stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
NETT Radio is celebrating its first anniversary, but it doesn't belong to us alone. It belongs to you, our listeners.
is Robert Allen, your first karaoke champion for 2026. Wishing the New Era TT Radio and the Breakfast Crew a happy anniversary.
This is Gemma from Sharpley, wishing the NETT Radio and family happy anniversary.
This is St. Augustine here, wishing you and everyone at NETT Radio happy anniversary, especially the morning crew, and keep growing. Love you guys.
This is Terry from Tingo Martin, wishing NETT Radio a happy anniversary and greatness in their future endeavors.
Hi, this is John from Enterprise. I want to wish my NETT Radio family a very happy 1-year anniversary. Blessings.
You believed in us, you supported us, and we felt it.
Hi, I'm Gabby. Happy birthday to New Era TT Radio Station and family. Fantastic program.
Gregory and Kathleen of Bow Supplies would like to wish NETT Radio TT happy anniversary and continued success in the future.
This is DJ Docs International, and just want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support to NETT Radio.
Thank you for riding with us. NETT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean.
Scandal in
San Fernando, you asked, then we listen. Scandal in Citrus is coming back to South at Sapper. 2 nights only. Saturday the 11th of April at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 12th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at K-Squared Fashions, at C3 Center and Brentwood Mall in Chagones, and at Fens by the Roundabout in Marabella. Box office at Sapper opens from Tuesday 7th April, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Scandal in Citrus is back, and we're at Sapper, San Fernando. It's a bacchanal.
Scandal in Cedrus.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newera@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
So Charles, I'm only now listening to your voice notes, right? So yeah, I will do it over. I will do over the poll to reflect that, right? We're gonna go straight into the newspapers. Today, of course, is Wednesday, April 1st. If you didn't know, the month has changed. Sleeping 11-month-old killed days before first birthday. Father targeted after earlier shooting. Baby dad shot dead. And there are pictures of Joseph Sutton and his 11-month-old son, Jaden Sutton. That's a story that's trending in the front page from Donald Hill in St. James. Apparently just a week before, Jaden Sutton was released from hospital after being shot in an altercation up in the area. And he was a witness in that. And he was warned, but guess what? They went and killed him. This is a crazy story. I read it this morning and I said, my God, what? Sometimes you wonder really what's going on, in people's head, how they arrive at these things. Because that's an easy one to solve. If he got shot on March 16th, and he was a witness now to that shooting, right? And now he is killed. If you know who he was a witness against, you have to assume that it's connected. Easy. You think that's easy to solve, Richard? So, Charles?
Yeah, one would think so.
One would think so, right?
One would think so.
Let's wait and see.
Yeah.
2 cops charged with misconduct. That story is on page 3, and that's also another curious story. Anyway. police officers, criminals in police clothes. Nurses protest at hospital. That's a picture on the front page. Nurses stage a protest at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex in Mount Hope yesterday. That was a huge protest. Of course, as I say, our guest will be Edie Stewart. Some other stories that are trending in the Express. Body found in stream. 20,000 workers to benefit as the government and NGO GFW seal a 10% wage deal. Hundreds protest at hospitals. Teachers march for salaries and back pay. Fuad Khan sees favoritism in nursing pools, and that's an interesting article because the nurses were accused of accumulating $80,000 a month in overtime. I find that incredulous.
A nurse? A person?
18? I can't imagine a nurse going home with $80,000 a month in overtime. I find they need to bring that. They need to bring
we understand
evidence to support that. You understand? But Fuad Khan is saying that apparently it's favoritism because whoever is in charge select people they like or they want to help. Well, guess what, Fuad Khan? That happens in every single profession. The people who benefit from overtime and from extra work and from promotions and so on generally are people who are favored by someone. So, and you all should know that. $180,000 in electrical cables stolen, and that's by the home of ex-President Anthony Carmona up down in Siparia. TTPS mourns officer killed in accident. Lots of stories. No plans to shut down, and that's the next story that we should follow. That's Caribbean Airlines. Apparently, they have some financial problems, and the chairman is saying that they are not planning to shut down. All right. And there's some other stories in sports. Of course, Italy has failed to qualify once again for the World Cup. Jamaica also failed to qualify. And what else is happening in sports? That's it. So that's today's Express, the actual papers.
All right, the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian for today. Tragic end for dad and son as gunman strikes St. James home in dead of night. Prison officer ordered detained under SOE PDO. CPO signs off on 10% wage increase for NGFW and $2.6 billion back pay. CPO tells teachers to be patient as $730 million back pay remains outstanding. First South Central Scouts Camp instills life skills in youngsters. Kern Das appointed as chairman of NEL. Samoa open for business amid rapid growth, says MP. And Macau gets boost from US. Guyana and Pinale DB business sector anxious for campus opening. WASA employee among 9 held for vandalism in Tobago. Pinal's great house goes up in flames. And in sports, UTT Patriots, McCollins, Cops, all sectors MVP. Fatima completes school's basketball triple crown. Seret Eyes improved medal haul at Grifter Games. Briggs trying to block out the noise. And Safi captures 15 consecutive Gulfstream trainers title. That's just some of the items and news items making the way in the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian this morning.
All right.
A lot of interesting stories. Mm-hmm.
So Charles, I recrafted the poll for you, right?
Okay, no problem. Well, let's do our Did You Know segment, and then we come back and look at those things that you guys just spoke about.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that's never heard of the Pike effect? So one time these scientists took a clear piece of glass and put it right in the middle of a fish tank. On one side of the glass was a fierce pikefish, and on the other side were small fish just swimming freely. The pikefish sees the smaller fish and instantly tries to attack, slamming into the glass. The pikefish retreats, is confused, but it tries again and again and again. Eventually, the pikefish's scales were damaged, its mouth was damaged, and it retreats to this corner in defeat. A few minutes later, the scientists remove the glass wall, and the smaller fish just swim freely, and at times they even brush up against the pikefish, but the pikefish refuses to attack, even though it's starving. A few days later, the pikefish dies of starvation, and this is what's called the pike effect. It's not reality that destroys us. It's the memory of failure. We quit too early. We don't think it's going to work. We think it's impossible, but it's not. We just need to try one more time. And on that next try, there may be no wall at all.
I see Pope Leo is hoping that the war ends before Easter. He is saying, calling on the American president to end the war, and hoping it happens before Easter.
I doubt that.
You know that?
Doubt that.
Do you not believe in the power of the Pope, Spurs?
I know the war will finish.
Richard, what do you think? Do you believe the power in the Pope's Spurs?
Well, the Pope is the only spiritual leader that's infallible spiritually, according to Catholic doctrine. So, who knows?
So that's a yes?
I said, who knows?
So that's a yes?
No, it's a who knows.
Anyway, good morning also to Lester Cragwell, Colted Finch, Marlene Saunders Sobers, Charmaine Bernard, Paulinus, and who else came in there? Carla Hercules, all right? And Debbie Mitchell, sorry, my apologies. Right, all of them. And Ava Smith, oh, lots of people came in after I finished with Norris. All right, so thanks for joining the absolute best show on radio. Of course, we can open the lines and take your calls. We're a little earlier than normal, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Considering how much we talked this morning. We're a little earlier than normal. But it's Holy Week, people. Today, of course, is Holy Wednesday. Tomorrow is Holy Thursday. Then we're going to Good Friday, then Glorious Saturday, then Easter Sunday, then Easter Monday. Look at that. Lots to do over the weekend. Lots to do.
It's the most important time on the Christian calendar, actually. So
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. We try to get some religious leaders on tomorrow. Richard is working as we speak on his grace. Jason Gordon. And I will of course reach out to the Anglican bishop. Right?
Excellent. You know, interesting enough, guys, that the things and the types of crimes that are still continuing to happen, and it's as the public is just getting numb to all of these things now. There's no more outrage about these things. You know, children continue to be killed, executed, and it seems that everything is kind of normalizing with people now.
Yeah,
because before that situation with this child, where you would have seen and heard a more uproar coming out of it, but it seems that people just don't seem to be bothered anymore.
No, but the community, the guy's father said that he warned him, and he said that they're now scared for their lives because the mother of the child was there. She was the one who heard the dogs barking and got up apparently to check, and then next thing you know, she hearing gunshots. I think they pointed the gun through the window and shot him and his son. And somehow or the other, and Richard pointed this out before, whenever you look at the conditions, whenever murders like these happen, and you look at the conditions and you look at the surroundings, you say, oh boy. Because if you see the picture on today's papers of I assume that's where he lived, and all you've seen is a set of old galvanized all over the place.
Yeah, man, those things aggravate me.
I know they do.
Every time I see the conditions in which some people live in this country, it aggravates me and it's shameful on all governments that have ruled us. All shameful that a country with so much money and a small population couldn't even deal with proper housing for its citizens. Shameful.
Yeah, let's take the calls coming in. Caller, good morning to you.
Hey man, I get in first this morning. I open the in.
Mr. Grant, good morning.
Morning, Mr. Grant.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Sir Richard and Sir Charles.
Morning.
Right, brother?
Morning.
The way things going now with this killing, as I always say, long as you start up people's business and you don't interfere. I grew up in an area because you just have to mind your own business and don't let nobody invigorate you. I didn't know big stuff about a lot of old people wrong me and I used to listen. You see that? The old people and the young people don't really sit up for old people to show them no guidance, you know. You understand? Because anyhow, we see me want to say good morning and happy birthday to my good partner, Mr. Tuse. Got away from the Dry River together. We went through hard times. Well, I and he used to walk up. He was working Nestles, right in Picton Road there, and I in Citrus. And that guy, I met him in the hospital last year. He come here and his wife, Angela, but you know she from behind the bridge by video too. And then as a couple like me and my wife, we together long, because he needs, and he days of silk hats. You understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Nestles from the driver when they call him for the work and the man gave him the work. Just as when they get my job is that Duncan the Smith tell me, Crutch, look, it have a little picking many citrus growers go up there and ask for Mr. Butler. I went up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. So I want to stay too long.
No problem.
Thanks, Mr. Gunn.
My day again. I'm reminding you. So I come and get some drinks by you.
All right.
All right, Mr. Grant. Thanks so much.
Listen, I want to read this quickly what the father of the boys, father of Jaden Sutton said, right? Magnus Sutton. He said, boy, like the state of emergency doing nothing. Joseph was shot earlier this month during the SOE. He was a witness to the incident. Get released and charges were pressing. And we think that they came back to ensure that he stayed quiet. Police like to say, if you see something, say something. But look at my son. He says something and now he and his son have lost their lives. This is why people stay quiet.
True comment. True comment. Sina, good morning.
Good morning, Charles. Good morning, Richard Wendell. And all those locked on at home and abroad. I pour the Puff Girls. Good morning. Happy April Fool's Day today. I miss those school days, according to Richard, of many, many years, the gang, Syria gang days. I used to, we used to have real fun in school with that, and real vexation too, and people used to really fool you up. And have your stupidity all day.
Send the fool further.
Yes. It used to really, but I enjoyed it, and I enjoy doing it to people too. Right. I just want to say a special happy birthday to Mr. Lennox too, sir. He never forgot me, and his voice calling the 102. He gave me a beautiful plaque for being one of our favorite talk show hosts. Not hosts, but callers.
Yes.
Contributors. Favorite. So I have it here, watching it nice and so on my bed, a plaque reminding me that I was a real 102 fan.
Yes.
So good, happy birthday.
They had power like a family. That's how we had it. He had it like a family.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say everybody enjoy if I don't get in again for the week, which I hope I would.
We just have one more day.
Easter. One day again.
Yeah.
Yes, one day again for the week.
Well, just in case, happy Easter to everybody. You all enjoy it.
All right.
Thanks very much, Zina.
Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mr. Grant reminded me about Lennox and Angela. They are inseparable.
Mr. Billy, good morning.
All right, good morning to you guys, and I want to say happy Holy Week to you all. You know that the very time of the crucifixion and the resurrection of Jesus Christ, our Savior, right? I this morning, watching, and I'm feeling depressed of what is happening in this country. I really want to know if, reading the headline here, tragic end for dad and son as gunman strikes engine home in the dead of the night. Some headlines, I don't know which one it is, but I see it on the TV, And that happened somewhere in Dunedin Hill, where a place I have a brother live up there. So I'm really, sitting with the area. And I say this to say, is this state of emergency making any sense? I don't want to be irresponsible because a former member of the defense force, whenever I come on any platform like this, I have to know that people will be listening to me who might be colleagues of mine. And I don't want to make no reckless statement. I am saying, is this state of emergency making any sense? And I ask this in the context that it seems like if even police and all of them are faced with criminal activities, and I say it without any apologies. With this SOE, we have about 2 or 3 police have been locked up under whatever the Homeland Security Minister is coming with, and things. He net some of them. We reading now where 2 police held somebody somewhere with some violation of traffic on Mountica Road, go on and find them to extort money from the account. Well, I have to say that because that is what come out now on the newspaper. I read that in the newspaper. What is really happening? And I want to say, if we're not fixing this police service, we will always, as the cricket say, playing against the 8 ball. We will always be playing catch up. If we're not, I want to address our police service, corruption in the police service. Police, I was an officer in the defense force. When you wheeling with that amount of power with gun one thing and you moving things, it can really influence you. But you have to be strong. Police have to make a decision if they want to be police or they want to be thief. And they are pulling on the whole organization. When the police do things like what we read on the papers and the ordinary people lose confidence, all the good work of this new commissioner of police and all the Homeland Security former police, all will come to naught if we're not seriously dealing with reforming this police service, because it really will wreck this country. They will not be able to decline because if they can't fix themselves. I am very angry this morning with this. But on a lighter note, I want to tell Wendell we're lining up on Madras Street on Friday morning.
As usual.
And then they're having a line up there. So you're going to a little relax and thing on Friday morning with Wendell, right?
All right, Mr. Billy. Take care. And I want to join you in that, Mr. Billy, because you know my mantra with the police service, they're hopeless. And if the police commissioner, we can't fix the police service in this country, we can't fix this country. You understand? We can't fix this country. That state of emergency, and I agree with you, because we can poll that every week and then come up with the same results. It's useless. And it was being said, it's been said in certain quarters that it was called to deal with certain people. And clearly, that's what's happening. That had nothing to do with crime. This state of emergency had nothing to do with crime and who under threat and who this and that. It had nothing to do with that. That's the talk in some circles. Right? We'll see what happens. We will see.
All right, so we're voting on 7 o'clock.
Yeah, let's do a poll. Do you think the nurses are being irresponsible by going on strike action at this time? Yes or no? That's our poll, right? We are going to be speaking to Edie Stewart in the next hour. And, well, we'll ask him that. Do you think they are being irresponsible at this time? You know? Yes or no?
Interesting. All right, so people stay with us. We are going for the news. It's now 7 o'clock in Trinidad and Tobago.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now for Wednesday, the 1st of April on Net Radio and Guile TV. I'm Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. The National Union of Government and Federated Workers has accepted a 10% wage increase as part of a $2.6 billion compensation package for daily rated government workers. Chief Personnel Officer Daryl Dindial says the agreement covers outstanding periods between 2014 and 2019 and was finalized following discussions with Union President Christopher Street. The increase includes both cash and non-cash benefits, with about $1 billion to be paid out over 2 financial years, alongside support for housing, medical expenses, education, and tax relief. Additional provisions include improved allowances and benefits, as well as payments to retirees. Officials say the new salaries are expected to take effect by July this year, following the government's mid-year budget review. Industrial action by nurses at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex could end soon if management engages in respectful dialogue, according to the Trinidad and Tobago National Nurses Association. Industrial Relations Officer Letitia Stevens says the ongoing sickout is driven mainly by chronic staff shortages, not just pay issues, and insists the association did not call the action. She argues that years of understaffing, outdated salaries, and changes to overtime rates have pushed nurses to the brink and warns the situation could spread to other hospitals. Health officials say the overtime adjustments were made to standardize pay, but nurses maintain better staffing and conditions are urgently needed. Stevens says meaningful talks quickly bring relief as tensions continue to impact patient care. 2 police officers are facing criminal charges after allegedly extorting a motorist during an incident along the Churchill-Roosevelt Highway. Constables Stefano Haban and Jelani Prima are accused of falsely arresting the man, taking him to an ATM, and demanding cash for his release. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service says the officers collected $10,000 and threatened further payment. Both are charged with misbehavior in public office, with additional charges against Haban. They appeared in court today, and the matter has been adjourned to April 14th. 44 undocumented immigrants have been detained during an anti-crime exercise in Princestown. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service says the operation took place at a Malgrid 2 village premises suspected of illegal gambling, including cockfighting. Officers reported that several individuals tried to flee, with some jumping from the building. 1 foreign national was injured and remains warded under police guard. Police also detained 50 Trinidad and Tobago nationals, who were later released after checks. The foreign nationals are being held pending immigration inquiries as investigations continue. In regional news, Haiti is introducing austerity measures as rising global oil prices linked to the Middle East conflict put pressure on its economy. The government, led by Prime Minister Alex Didier Fils-Aimé, says it will ban the purchase of new state vehicles, cut fuel use across public institutions, and limit foreign travel to essential missions. Officials also plan to scale back security convoys, even as gangs continue to control large parts of the capital, Port-au-Prince. The measures are aimed at reducing spending and protecting the country's already fragile economy as global energy costs climb. In international news, the United States Supreme Court has struck down a Colorado law banning conversion therapy for minors. In an 8-1 ruling, the court sided with therapist Kaylee Childs, finding the law violated free speech protections under the First Amendment. Justice Neil Gorsuch, writing for the majority, said the law improperly restricted speech based on viewpoint, while Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson dissented. Conversion therapy, widely condemned by major medical bodies, aims to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity. The ruling sends the case back to lower courts and could impact similar laws across more than 20 U.S. states. And that is news at this time. Stay with us. More great programming on the other side of the break.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Net Radio celebrates 1 year of impact, connection, and community.
This is Gary Adge from Chancellor Auto Services and Avanti Tires. I'd like to wish Net Radio a happy first anniversary.
Hi, this is Marcia Edmond from Bones Road, wishing you a happy first anniversary and hope to hear more of you. God bless.
Hi, this is Zena from Arima. Happy first birthday to the Net Radio family.
Happy birthday to Net Radio all the way from the Bahamas, from Alphony, one of your avid listeners. And you guys are doing a great job.
I'm Anita from Las Vegas. Congratulations to the Net Radio and family on their 1 year anniversary.
From 12,000 to 15,000 impressions daily and growing.
To Sir Charles and the Net Radio TT family, I just want to say a happy 1 year anniversary, and it's coming to Toronto.
This is JR's happy anniversary to Net Radio.
Hi everyone, it's Faith, and I'm wishing New Era TT Radio a happy birthday.
Cheria from Tanapuna, wishing the Net Radio family a very blessed and happy anniversary and many, many more to come, guys.
Hey, I'm Mahi. Happy birthday, New Era TT Radio.
Happy birthday, New Era TT Radio. This is Terian from Mova.
This is DJ Woolwise, wishing the New Era TT Radio family a happy anniversary. Stay tuned in.
From all of us at New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, thank you for your incredible support throughout the year, and we look forward to even greater things ahead.
Happy birthday!
Did you know Easter Sunday is considered one of the most powerful symbols of hope, renewal, and new beginnings, both in religion and in everyday life? It's a message that goes far beyond one belief system. Easter Sunday marks the resurrection of Jesus Christ. According to Christian belief, after being crucified, he rose again on the third day. This moment represents victory over death and the promise of eternal life. But beyond religion, the message of Easter connects with something deeply human, the idea of renewal. It reflects the belief that no matter how difficult things may seem, there is always the possibility of starting again. This message is often compared to nature itself. After darkness comes light, after dry seasons come growth, after endings come new beginnings. In Trinidad and Tobago, Easter Sunday is a time of joy and celebration. Families attend church services, often dressed in bright, vibrant colors that reflect the spirit of the day. After church, families gather to share meals, spend time together, and reconnect. It becomes both a spiritual and social moment. For many, it's also a time of personal reflection, a chance to reset, refocus, and move forward with a renewed mindset. Even for those who are not religious, the idea of rising again, of overcoming challenges and starting fresh, is something everyone can relate to. Easter becomes more than a tradition. It becomes a reminder that change is possible, and that hope is never lost. Easter Sunday carries a message that continues to inspire people across cultures and generations. A reminder that every ending can lead to a new beginning, and that's our Easter Insights. For more great content, listen to netradiott.com, follow us on social media, leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
Well, look who it is. It's the whining queen of the soca. Everybody want come hold her. Whining queen of the soca. Lord, she want me know. Hey, check her now. Whining up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up the body, want me know. Hey, check her now. Whining up the body, want me know. no. He ain't seen none yet. She only want me to, hey, check her now. Winding up that body, want me to, hey, check her now. Bouncing up that body, want me to, hey, check her now. Winding up that body, want me to, hey, check her now. Bouncing up that bam bam. Well, all she need is soca. She don't need no hope now. When she start to broke it down, the whole body turn over. One look to the left like ready. Backside nice and heavy. Bounce it, bounce it. She just stick, oh sh. Girl keep on want me, oh. Hey, check her now. Winding up that body, want me, oh. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up that body, want me, oh. Hey, check her now. Winding up that body, want me, oh. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up that bam bam. Body goes. She a beast, she a boss. If you know, then you know. Body clean, body on. Body goes. She a beast, she a boss. If you know, then you know. Wait, come and let me ask you a question, darling. I like how your backside falling. You come like rain in the morning. All on the ground like drip, drip, drop, drop, drip, drip, drop, drop. Darling, I like how your backside falling. Come like rain in the morning. But they don't seem to realize that you just want me up. Hey, check her now. Winding up that body, want me up. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up that body, want me up. Hey, check her now. Winding up that body, want me up. Hey, check her now. Bouncing up that bam bam. It's the whining queen of the soca. Everybody want come hold her. Whining queen of the soca.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into NETT Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and talk.
All right, everybody, and of course, welcome to the second hour of the Breakfast Show. Of course, you are listening to NETT Radio, New Era TT Radio. Let me say a very special good morning to everybody coming in right about now. Of course, all the people on Gal Caribbean TV, good day to you. And of course, we got to say a very special good morning to our Anthem crew, the people that come in very, very early. Yeah. Thank you very much for making us your choice. Monday to Friday, we are here with you on the Breakfast Show. Trust me, it's the best place to get up. Don't get better company coming out of bed. And where you are at the NETT Radio, the Breakfast Show, okay? So, Gael people, good morning to you also. And remember, people, when we come off of the stream on Gael, on our YouTube and Facebook feeds, remember you can check us at NETT Radio Trinidad. That is for our social media people. Right, so if you're looking for us on social media, look for NETT Radio Trinidad. That way, no problems in us getting us. And of course, you also get us on NETT Radio Trinidad on TuneIn. So you get us on your Google and Alexa devices. And then you can just come across and listen to us all day, every day, holiday, weekend, every day, 24/7. We stream at netradiott.com. That's NETT, N-E-T-T, radio. TT.com, right? And you can listen to us all day, every day. So, morning poll is up. Question being asked to you guys this morning. You saw what is taking place with the protests and stuff. Do you think that nurses are being irresponsible by going on, industrial strike action, any which way you want to put it? Do you think they are being irresponsible? You're voting yes or no? And when we come back after the break, we will tell you how you voted, right? But stay with us. We will be joined by Edie Stewart also in our Let's Talk segment coming up around 7:25, 7:30 in that area there, all right? So don't go anywhere, stick and stay. We're coming back.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
End times is here. Are you prepared? Check us on New Era TT Radio or NETT Radio with Brother Raka and Brother Yatazakawa on Mondays from 7 to 8 p.m. End times is here. Stay tuned.
Scandal in
San Fernando, you asked, then we listen. Scandal in Citrus is coming back to South at Sapper. 2 nights only. Saturday the 11th of April at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 12th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at K Squared Fashions, at C3 Center and Brentwood Mall in Chagones, and at Friends by the Roundabout in Marabella. Box office at Sapper opens from Tuesday 7th April, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Scandal in Citrus is back, and we're at Sapper, San Fernando. It's a bacchanal.
Scandal in Cedrus.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
We have back talk news.
Cheers.
Yep.
No. I don't believe it.
All right, it's cleared up.
I double checking everything.
Sorry?
I said, I double check.
Yeah, you had a triple check then.
I
Good morning to Cheryl Henry, Lester Cragwell. No, he's not new. Larry Charles is new. Morning, Larry. How you going, boy? And of course, Otto and Benjamin, they all joined us lately. So we go straight into the poll. You ready, Sir Charles?
Yep.
And of course, our question is, do you think the nurses are being irresponsible by going on strike action? Because you're getting also a lot of complaints from people about, a nurse is a really important person in the hospital. And when a nurse is not there to assist patients, the patients suffer, right? But of course, they are within reason for what they want to do. So when we speak with Edie Stewart, we'll get more into it. But let's hear what you think about their industrial action that they're taking. Apollina says no. Avion Abraham, no. Eva Smith, no. Lester Cragwell, no. Rena Jennings, no. Eunice Dublin, no. Robert Allen, no. Diane Payne, no. Finbar Collins, no. Turner Collins said they're not, so that's a no. Suzanne Jessup, no. Deborah Noel Serret, no. Florence Bazi, no. Kazim Mohammed, no. Robert Taylor, no. Bernadette Yates, no. Michael Robinson, no. Gregory Boyer, no. The chairman is irresponsible. That was my original poll. Should Dr. Tim Gopi Singh go? But I don't want to get 100% yes. Let me see. Suzanne Jessup, I think you voted already, right? Where are we? Sankofa say no. Alistair Hart, no. Cheryl Henry didn't vote here. Marlene Saunders Sobers, no. Nicola McNichols, no. Dave Gosai, no. Lyndon Williams, your poll, your thing didn't come in with any word in at all. I think it's just a full stop it coming. Slick Money Grip, no. Cheryl Henry, hell no. Colted Finch, no. Jason Samuel, no. Beauty Culture, no. Scorpion Pepper say, I know, Wendell, I'm not. I can't read through all your messages now, man. You ain't voted. Lyndon Williams, no. Debbie Mitchell, yes, they are. Joseph Clement, no. All right, she still ain't voted yet, you know. Ingrid from Tucson, no. I am a healthcare professional also. That's good to know. Valerie Mendoza, no. Magic, no. What Magic type there, boy? Carol Guevara, no. Richard Phillip, no. St. Aubin, no. Still needs to go. That's not the poll, Scorpion. Margaret Thomas, no. Trini Merle Kitchen, no. Patricia Reed, no. Annalie Johnson, no. And Brent Hackshaw, no. Whew, that's it.
All right. We put down the pen and get back to the WhatsApp here now. All right. So we have Miss Sampson saying no. Sina saying no. Pauline saying yes. Fifi saying no. Mahi saying hell no. Kenwin saying yes. Judith no. Judith Junior saying no. Kurt Edwards no. Frank saying yes. Captain Ron is a long no. Yeah. Trinidad and Tobago says no. Afria says no. And I see somebody else coming up, so I'll go back to the top. And Raymond is also saying no.
All right. I have two. Scorpion Pepper, me and you going toe-to-toe, you know. Trust me. Ron DeSantis Jr. said yes. Kurt Hope, no. Pearl Cordis, no. Those are the 3 extra votes I have. And she still a voter.
All right, okay. So we had 56 people on the poll this morning, and 51 of you said no. You don't think they're being irresponsible, but 5 persons said yes, they are.
All right.
Making up the 56. So
okay. We have some time before we get into Edie. I doubt he's there as yet.
No, he's not here yet. But
yeah, I was saying, how are you running so early today? What's going on?
I don't know. I suppose how everything just went. You know, it happens like that sometimes.
No, but to me, we talk a lot this morning. We talk about the push-up by Galen and the cricket. We talk a long time this morning. Anyway,
we did all kinds of stuff after the news, eh?
Yeah. Hey,
and we still already. Yeah, time probably standing still for us this morning.
Hey, but today's papers disappear. What is it? I have the papers here just now because there were some other articles. Of course, the other article about the police officers, the PSB. There is make sure and name every officer that's involved in some of these things. Eh? They don't miss one. You know? You understand? Doing a sting up, well, not a sting operation, but going based on a report of a gentleman who they tried to extort money from. Good, well done, Professional Standards Bureau, but you all have so many things you all needed to deal with, or they ain't dealing with. But say what? But I guess, Sir Charles, if you want, we could squeeze in a couple calls.
Yeah, I think we can. We can take one or two calls. 281-1315 and 299-5156. Yeah, you can see if you can get in between here. Caller, good morning to you.
A blessed good morning to you, Sir Charles, Richard, and Wendell. Happy Easter to you all and everyone else.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations also on your first anniversary. NETT, I tell you, you hit all the waters. But Sir Charles, I can't stop saying thank you ever so much for bringing this program forward. To Richard and Wendell, thanks for being on board with Sir Charles and to the other DJs who are there with you, Sir Charles. Thank you ever so much. I had a wonderful time. When we celebrate big. It was really, really nice. It was epic. Happy Sundays to the callers and them who did their songs early. Thank you ever so much. It just getting bigger and bigger. Sir Charles, I don't know you're making over that Happy Sunday again. No, just when you reach 100.
We'll work it out.
You could just be doing a second for each song. You just play like a Kadash. You just cut in. But with all of that, with all respect to nurses, continue to do what you're doing because y'all are working in 2013 salary, which is very unfair. And then you say up to date salary 2024 or 2025 salary. 2013 is that 2013 salary to now. And then to Mr. Gopi Singh, very disrespectful, talking about how much $80,000 and whatever. How much are the doctors working for when they're getting their monthly salary? These nurses and them doing their extra duty, they must be paid. I am not a nurse, but I know how the health care system is. When you go, I remember, I don't want to take too long because I know you have plenty of callers.
Yeah, be careful.
I remember visiting someone in the hospital. If you see the nurses critical where they have like a sweat box, if you put the fan on too hard, it might fall apart. It didn't sound like they say, well, we make a little space to the nurses and then and a proper working station for them to write and document their stuff.
Thanks very much, Suzanne.
Like a sweat box, such as.
Yes, I understand that. Thanks much. Oh boy. Good morning, caller.
Morning, guys.
Good morning, Mr.
I support the nurses 110% with their, whether you call it sicko protest, what the hell. Because let me tell you, people don't understand. When a nurse on duty, let's say she work a 2 to 10 shift, and her colleague does you know she can't leave. She can't leave. When
I was reading that.
The bag and walk out and say, "I gone." They can't do that. So I do, man, nurses, I support y'all. If I could come out and join y'all, I will join y'all because it is ridiculous. Why somebody must be working on a 2013 salary? Why? I wonder how the commissioner of police feeling to see the headline on the papers this morning with that father and son will get killed during a SOE. Nah, man, this is crazy. And then your officers involved in crime too. Look, now this country in a hot mess.
Yeah, it is. Thanks very much, Mr. Gomartin. Mr. Rima, good morning.
Hi, good morning, good morning. Yes, I do agree with the nurses. The nurses and them work real hard. They're working hard, so they really deserve a good salary, yeah? Because sometimes when they're working, they have to stay back and make sure the job done. But I want to say, when the former regime, right? When the minister came there with the tin of biscuit for them, why they didn't open them out and say, we don't want the small thing, we want a bigger thing? No, they didn't say that. All they did never say that. But now all you expect to get everything. All you will get everything, it will come. But time, all you have to give, all you have to take a little space. Give people a little space, all you will get it. I know for a fact all you work hard. But all you take the biscuit, then all you take it, all you laugh, and all you clap. All you clap, and all you laugh. No, all you want something else. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Somebody get biscuit?
What biscuit talk is that, Sir Charles?
I don't know.
What biscuit talk is that?
I don't know. I mean, nurses have suffered under the previous administration because what they are clamoring for is not new.
No.
It's not a new issue, of course, but it has risen. It has always been tense. And because we've interviewed Edie Stewart several times.
Yeah.
Not only in this show, but prior versions of the show.
Edie Stewart has been protesting for a while.
Yeah, about the issue of nurses and how nurses are treated.
Yeah.
And I don't understand what is the confusion that the state has with regard to nurses. Because you need your nursing resource. Nursing resource can migrate easily because they are in demand across the globe. So, and some have migrated and gone to greener pastures, inverted commas, because they are valued across the world, and especially in markets where there is a nursing shortage, and there are a lot, and globally there is that.
Especially
we also have a nursing shortage here. So you should be encouraging people to get into the nursing profession and pay them a good salary so that they stay and want to stay invested in the Trinidad and Tobago healthcare system, and also give good healthcare customer service, because all of that affects customer service to them.
Yeah.
Whether you get a hostile nurse or a very friendly nurse, sometimes depends. It shouldn't. It should not depend on the remuneration, but it does.
What I don't understand is the fact that nurses are clamoring. Well, nurses have not been properly paid, but yet still on the flip side of that, you hear nurses getting $80,000 a month in overtime. I find that incredulous to believe. Is that true?
it is, even, I don't know if it's true or not, I can't answer that, but it's it's one of those tools that are used in arguments. You go to the extreme perspective because somebody is demanding X, you could say, but look, somebody gets Y.
Yeah.
So it's an argumentative tool to try and weaken somebody's argument who's arguing on the X point of view. So it's a tool that's used all the time by politicians. And anytime people protest for whatever they're doing, politicians like to say, yes, they're from the other side, they're the opposition camp. And I'll tell you why, and that irritates me Noel, and I'll tell you why, because I was irritated when Marvin Gonzalez did it, because people were protesting some road or water condition somewhere, and they say, oh, that's opposition supporters and whatever, the time that the PNM was in power. And I remember berating for it on radio and saying, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, water affects everybody. And now you're hearing PNM nurses. You're calling the nurses PNM nurses.
Yes.
But Edie has been consistent over the years, especially under the PNM.
All right, guys, I'm going to just take this call quickly before we get into our guests. Caller, good morning.
Hey, morning, Sir Charles. Morning, Wendell. Morning, Richard Agobas. Good morning, Trinidad.
We're not answering any questions, eh?
Me asking you no question.
Mr. Patrick, you need to rise in here. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But Mr. Patrick, you understand the belly of the beast.
Of course, I know. Listen, I could remember some years back. We had a Minister of Health, Dr. Emmanuel Hussein. You remember that?
Yes. Remember him? Yes, on the NAR.
I talked to that man at the time. I know that man tell me they will never fix the health system. You know why? He said the influx of private nursing homes. We had to get health insurance. And them same doctor who making noise and carrying on, them had a private practice. Right? Nursing homes have take one registered nurse to work and the rest is PCA. And they don't want to pay nurses. That's $80,000 a month nurses talking about it. That's not true. That's $80,000 when you calculate maybe about 10 nurses who work full. No nurse can work for $80,000 in a month full. How that happening?
Yeah, I find that incredulous.
So the government using a whole political argument. Now, they want to open Kuva Hospital, they want to open Marima Hospital, they want to open Brandy Hospital, and they have no nurses. They have no nurses in them places. Or they go in them places, that's what's going on. I have one living here with me, my wife. Like, I don't know, and she married the hospital.
Mr. Patrick, let me leave you here for now. Let me see if I can get up and guest inside.
Mr. Patrick, you don't have to be like me and tell everybody your business.
Let's get into our Let's Talk segment.
Yeah.
Mr. Patrick said your wife married the hospital, yes? Good morning, Edie Stewart.
Good morning, Edie Stewart.
Morning, pleasant morning, comrade.
Thanks for joining us on the breakfast show.
Edie, we feel honored because I'm reading an article here that said all calls went to Edie Stewart phone unanswered, no responses. So we feel honored this morning.
Who said that?
It's a story in the Express.
Oh, they probably don't realize I'm out of the country, so that is what it's transferring. Okay. Yeah. So you can only get me on WhatsApp.
Because I say, but how Edie not responding to the newspaper and Edie is our guest?
Yeah.
Are you finalizing your migration out of Trinidad and Tobago, Edie?
I plan to do that, yes. I will have to do that. Because things are heating up. And I don't believe they value nursing personnel and a number of things are happening. Yeah.
Who are you running from, Edie? The nurses or Dr. Tim?
Dr. Tim, he's a threat to me, so I have to take these threats seriously in this time, you know.
Oh, what was that threat?
What was it threat?
Yeah, he said he indicated words to the effect well, they would show no sympathy towards me and nursing personnel. And also, I am backing up the wrong tree. And where I come from, the streets and whatnot, when a man tells you you're backing up the wrong tree, that you have to take that very seriously. So we taking these things seriously, and we reported it accordingly to the police and to the TAT, and also because these things you can't take lightly in these times. The bigger fish have fallen with similar threats, so you have to take these things seriously.
Yeah, well, Edie, do what you need to do to protect yourself, brother man.
Yeah.
You do what you need to do. All right. But of course, our poll this morning, Edie, was: do you think the nurses are being irresponsible with their industrial action, strike action? How would you respond to that?
Well, it's first begin a misconception that nurses engage in industrial action. And definitely the association is not calling for any industrial action. What the association has been engaged in is lunchtime protests, because we would not want to interrupt any service more than it's already interrupted by the administrators. We would not want to pour fuel onto the fire and cause any disruptions to services within the authority. Unfortunately, Dr. Tim Gopi Singh and his administration appears hell-bent on causing disruptions within the healthcare sector. I think it's planned, actually, because we can't understand the association wasn't doing anything to disrupt services. We engaged in 2 protests already at San Fernando, at Sandy Grande. We have 1 planned in Port of Spain. All lunchtime protests. It's not going to affect services. And then you go and decide to hear what? In the face of nursing and midwifery personnel and all other healthcare workers within the Regional Health Authority, you decide to actually cut the income of nursing and midwifery personnel by 20%, by reducing the amount of money they make in extra duty. Now, why would you want to do that at this point in time? Above all, what's the rationale? You are fully aware that nursing and midwifery personnel and healthcare workers are one of the few groups within state enterprises that remain on 2013 salary. Every other group, from police to teachers to army to politicians, everyone else is either at 2019 salaries or 2022 salaries. Healthcare workers, the ones, not all healthcare workers, because you have Ministry of Health workers who work in the Ministry of Health head office under the Minister of Health, who is also working on 2019 salaries. So not those workers. The workers who actually doing the work as healthcare in the clinical space are working on 2013 salaries. In the face of that, in the place of rising costs, in the face of inflation, in the face of taxation, increased taxation, traffic tickets, everything is going up. And you decide, you find no better time to cut the income. And what is worse, you are saying you're going to reduce the number of hours persons can actually work overtime, even when you know NCRHA institutions heavily are dependent on nurses working extra duty, heavily dependent. And additionally, you decide to withhold this income that was already worked for in February. You decide that, hey, look, it have 2 or 3 persons who made $80,000. I'll come back to that shortly. $80,000 in a month. You're going to withhold every single category of nurse, all 900 plus nursing personnel, of different categories. You're going to withhold everyone's salary, income, because you are going to undergo an audit and we know how long audits take in Trinidad. There's an audit ongoing with CPEP currently for the last 6-7 months and no resolution. So that tells you how long audits takes in Trinidad and Tobago. So you're going to withhold persons for an unknown amount of time income that they have already worked for. And on top of that, you're not going to notify them. You're just going to do it surreptitiously. You're going to do it without their knowing, and only when they get their salary in the bank and they realize something is wrong, and they begin to ask questions, and then you're going to put it in the public. Well, we're undergoing an audit, so that's why you didn't get your income. I mean, this chain of events is what led to what transpired on over the weekend from Friday to Monday, and then the demonstration on Tuesday. This was not called for by the Nursing Association. This was not called for by any other union within the organization. This is something spontaneously happened. And in fact, the person who should take credit and credence for what transpired is no other person than Dr. Tingopi Singh. I think he would go down in history as probably the greatest labor leader to ever walk Trinidad and Tobago. That you can create such upheaval in a matter of hours and get so many workers out on the streets. I think he will go down. I don't have that capacity, sadly, to get so many workers out in such a short space of time. He will have to go down as one of the greatest demonstrators, someone who was able to commandeer such large numbers in such a short space of time.
You're saying that the healthcare workers, I just wanted something clarified. You're saying healthcare workers are still working on 2013 salaries. Does that include doctors in the public health sector?
Well, doctors working on 2015 salaries because they actually underwent 5-year negotiations. So their last negotiations took them up to 2015. But everybody else is working on 2013 salaries.
And why are doctors, and this is just out of my curiosity, why are doctors in the public health sector not more of an ally that's advocating to the state that nurses should be paid better and should get what they deserve?
Well, numerous reasons, and one of the main reasons why doctors remain silent. If you understand the medical profession, it is not one to openly challenge politicians. Yes, because it will have a negative impact on your career progression. So, and that is why MPAT has gone silent. Actually, it's more or less dead. Because once you're in a union standing up for workers' rights, you bet your bottom dollar the politicians are going to come after you, and they're going to inhibit your ability to become a registrar, to become a consultant, to allow you to get into specialist nursing, medicine, to do those programs. So it's very cliquish. It has always been very cliquish. And worse yet, if you want to progress, you better keep your mouth silent. Yeah, you better stay silent. So that has always been the modus. And then on top of that, the vocal ones, the ones who have the ability to be vocal, the ones who are already consultants, they generally have been throughout history more or less part and parcel of particularly the UNC government. And also they have generally been, they normally have the ear of the Minister of Health, because generally a doctor generally is the Minister of Health. There has probably been only 2 instances in my recollection, 2 or 3, where the Minister of Health wasn't a doctor. The majority of the time, probably a little more, about 4 or so, that has been a doctor. And in truth and in fact, there's a doctor, 2 doctors at the helm currently. Well, Dr. Lakram Modo is a medical doctor, and Dr. Richard Sichan is a dentist currently. Yeah.
Edie, let's go back to that $80,000 a month allegation or accusation that came up about nurses making $80,000 a month. Is that possible? Did that actually happen?
No, well, that is physically impossible. That is totally erroneous. And we challenge Dr. Tim Gopi Singh to put the facts on the table. That is totally false. What most likely would have happened, and the individual would have submitted all of their claims in 1 month. But certainly there's absolute, a nurse can generate $80,000 a month solely in overtime, because nursing salaries are extremely low. So there's no nurse in Trinidad and Tobago working in any hospital making more than the most senior nurse makes around $20,000 a month. The most senior nurse in the organization. And just for comparison, the most junior doctor makes that. So the average doctor makes about $80,000 a month. But the average nurse would make around $10,000 a month. The average nurse you see. And that is with your salary, your allowances, all of which are taxed, and overtime and all of that will come up to about 10 to 12 to 13,000. That is the average salary. The basic salary for a nurse is $7,500. The basic salary. That is the salary that they're going to fashion your pension on. Yes?
Yeah. So even if a nurse works double her shift per day and stuff, it's kind of already difficult to really reach to that kind of figure.
Well, let me tell you, the only way somebody could have even reached so close to 80,000, which did not happen, but the only way is if nurses were not working their extra duty, if they were not compensated as pool rates compared to what every other healthcare worker gets, including doctors, which is overtime rates. So the difference is nursing personnel currently get a flat rate, a flat fixed rate, regardless how many hours you worked. So for instance, those nurses who were caught over the weekend and had to work on the ward, and because they weren't getting relief continuously, they were paid the same $60 flat rate for 24 hours. Quite had nurses work 24 hours. Yeah? If that nurse was any other category of staff, including doctors, that nurse would have been paid, other than their basic salary, would have been paid time and a half. Immediately for the first hours. Immediately, time and a half is more than $60 an hour. Immediately, just in the first 4 hours. The second 4 hours, it would have been double time. More, double what nurses make on a normal shift. And then the remaining, any hour after those 2 4-hour spans would have generated triple time. So if nursing personnel were actually working overtime like every other healthcare worker, like every other worker in the state enterprises and private sector, probably, like every other minimum wage worker, then we may reach closer to probably 60,000 or something. Still, probably not reach the 80,000. And I can tell you, Dr. Tim Gopi Singh, as we know, is a seasoned politician. And he knows how to divert attention and have persons focus. Oh, good, a nurse making 80,000 a month, a nurse making 70,000 a month. What is that? How we can allow nursing personnel who we don't consider as professionals, unlike other countries, how they could even contemplate making that type of money in 1 month. That is okay maybe for doctors and lawyers. A lawyer could put in their hourly bill and reach up to those figures, but not a nurse. So definitely got person speaking. And what we want to let persons know, well, first begin that as a fallacy, and then we want to ensure persons understand the only reason why there's a high pool bill in the North Central Regional Health Authority is what we have been saying repeatedly for years, even on this very frequency, which is the situation where you have lower hospital staff, you will require additional pool staff. Where you have high, when you have the required numbers of nursing and midwifery personnel operating in your institution, then you will have a lower pool bill. So even though he makes all of this hullabaloo, nothing is going to change with the pool bill of NCRHA. Because if that nurse didn't do the extra duty, another nurse will have to do it. The only alternative is to leave the patients unattended.
Edie, I don't know if you also saw the comments of Dr. Fuad Khan. It's in the papers this morning, where he said he has recommended the removal of senior nurses who facilitate favoritism in staffing pools which allow call-outs to earn overtime in the public health sector. Khan also suggested that some health sector woes would be easier to solve if the regional health authority was removed from under the industrial court and matters were processed through the regular judicial system. He is saying that there's a favoritism taking place within the nursing profession. How do you respond to that?
You asking me to respond to somebody who dresses up in a wig and wear blackface and mocks people? I really want to stay away from that, because nothing.
He was a former health minister. He was a former health minister.
Dr. Fuad Khan. Let me just give persons the background to Dr. Fuad Khan. Yes.
Without getting our station in trouble.
Without getting the station into trouble. Dr. Fuad Khan needs to say, while he was Minister of Health, was he undertaking private surgeries in our nation's hospitals, both public and was he doing that? And did the Prime Minister actually have to come out and stop him from doing that? While you are a sitting Minister of Health, was he doing that? Did he make the statement that all we nurses need is one subject and a passion to be a nurse, where the rest of the world is moving towards nursing having a degree to be a nurse? Did he find one subject and a passion is enough to understand the complex nature of medicines and to pick up on the shortcomings of doctors and make sure they don't prescribe the wrong medication or the wrong dosage for patients? Was he the one who tried to remove the examination, the Caribbean nursing qualification exam? Did he try to remove it and allow persons who just went to the school and would not successful at that regional CARICOM agreed nursing council exam? Did he try to remove it?
You're not answering me though. You're not answering me in terms of his accusation that there's favoritism with certain nurses. I explained this morning that obtains in almost all professions. That there are people who are always favored by senior people and so on. But he is alleging that that's one of the problems within the nursing fraternity.
Well, that is false, because what is his rationale? All you see, and we have been putting out this information, and we hope putting out the information we would have acquired over the years via Freedom of Information Access request would have prevented people like Dr. Fuad Khan, who is not in the know, from making these type of statements. Because no one in North Central Regional Health Authority cannot say that the North Central Regional Health Authority is not severely understaffed. No one can say that. Not Dr. Ford can, the dreadlock rasta, not Tim Gopi Singh. No one can say that. We have acquired not only from the Regional Health Authority themselves, but also from the Ministry of Health. And all of those documents demonstrate that you need in excess of hundreds of nursing personnel to operate, additional to operate. What has been going on from since Dr. Ford came to present is that we have continued to build healthcare institutions, continue to expand services because it looks good to the public and it's attractive and it's a politician gimmick to open a hospital, knowing full well you don't have the staff to operate it. So as we speak, every single category of worker, every single nursing and midwifery personnel currently in the NTRHA has the ability to work pool. In fact, they are begged to work pool. Every single category. So even if there's favoritism, it is irrelevant because everyone, they want everyone to work pool. In fact, over the week, directly, come and work some pool, come and work. And people are refusing. So
let me ask this.
With regards to the industrial court, he needs to just understand history and the whole purpose of the industrial, how the Industrial Act came about and the Industrial Stabilization Act and what was the purpose of separating the two divisions between the essential services as opposed to the general services division, because the essential services like healthcare, like electricity, like water, you need to deal with those quickly and in a timely manner, because you can't go through the long, drawn-out 2-year court process. So he needs to understand the whole dynamic instead of just speaking off the cuff, which he's not familiar with. This is not his forte. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question best before we go, because we're going to run out of time. I just want to find out this whole idea of this pool, which is overtime. Where did that come from and how long has that been started?
Right. So pool is extra duty. It's not overtime. And we need to separate the two, because overtime is clearly scripted within the Minimum Wage Act, how you pay overtime, and in all other collective agreements, how you pay overtime. Pool is one flat rate, and it came about over 30 years ago, actually between PSA and the very CPO, the government, where they sought to, because of the shortage of nursing personnel, which still exists today, probably even worse now than back then because we have so many new facilities. The government tried to encourage persons who would have left the healthcare setting, the public healthcare setting. So persons who would have retired, persons who would have migrated, persons who would have gone into the private sector, they tried to bring them back in, and bring them back in by paying overtime extra duty rate that is higher than the normal salary. So at that time, $50, $60 was higher than the hourly rate of a nurse. So they did indeed get back, about 100 persons came back into the system, in the public health system, and they were given a pool contract. So they would only work in instances where they were needed. So, there's a long weekend coming, you would bring on about 10 pool nurses to work that long weekend to supplement the staff that you would have had. Because there will be a shortage. So that is really how the pool was supposed to operate. Now, unfortunately, because over the years, it's 30 years, this thing is at the same rate, because nurses' salary would have gone up incrementally, not drastic, but incrementally, it has now gone above the pool rate. So what does this mean? It means that persons who are on the outside no longer going to come back in. So nobody is who migrated, or nobody who's in the private sector working for more, or no nurses who have gone to do be drug reps, or a number of other things going to come in and work for pool anymore because it's now unattractive. Why would I work for less? And that is why the only persons who are applying for pool is the very nurses within the system. The very same nurses who are burnt out because of short staffing are the very nurses who are now mandated to work pool because they won't get no relief. So if I'm working 7 to 3 in the morning and somebody's supposed to come in 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the night and they don't come, they're going to tell me I have to work pool, almost mandatory. What was voluntarily now has become mandatory. I have to continue working till 9 at a flat pool rate, when it really should be, I should have been getting overtime rates, which would have been much more money. Yeah.
Right.
No, you couldn't explain that better.
Yes.
And that's what we didn't understand about that situation. Yeah.
But we have to leave it here for this morning. We want to thank you very much. We know that I don't know. I don't want to do like Wendell or Richard, but wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I wish you great success with it. And thank you very much for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me. Enjoy your show.
Thanks, Edie. Yeah. You stay safe, brother. Take care. Of course, that was Edie Stewart, the president of the TTNNA, telling us that he has considered migrating because he was threatened. That is a serious thing, eh? Because as he rightly said, you can't take any threats lightly now from anybody, especially from politicians. My God.
We'll be back, people. It's now 2 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now for Wednesday, the 1st of April on Net Radio and Guile TV. I'm Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. The National Union of Government and Federated Workers has accepted a 10% wage increase as part of a $2.6 billion compensation package for daily rated government workers. Chief Personnel Officer Daryl Dindial says the agreement covers outstanding periods between 2014 and 2019 and was finalized following discussions with Union President Christopher Street. The increase includes both cash and non-cash benefits, with about $1 billion to be paid out over 2 financial years, alongside support for housing, medical expenses, education, and tax relief. Additional provisions include improved allowances and benefits, as well as payments to retirees. Officials say the new salaries are expected to take effect by July this year, following the government's mid-year budget review. Industrial action by nurses at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex could end soon if management engages in respectful dialogue, according to the Trinidad and Tobago National Nurses Association. Industrial Relations Officer Letitia Stevens says the ongoing sickout is driven mainly by chronic staff shortages, not just pay issues, and insists the association did not call the action. She argues that years of understaffing, outdated salaries, and changes to overtime rates have pushed nurses to the brink and warns the situation could spread to other hospitals. Health officials say the overtime adjustments were made to standardize pay, but nurses maintain better staffing and conditions are urgently needed. Stevens says meaningful talks quickly bring relief as tensions continue to impact patient care. 2 police officers are facing criminal charges after allegedly extorting a motorist during an incident along the Churchill-Roosevelt Highway. Constables Stefano Haban and Jelani Prima are accused of falsely arresting the man, taking him to an ATM, and demanding cash for his release. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service says the officers collected $10,000 and threatened further payment. Both are charged with misbehavior in public office, with additional charges against Haban. They appeared in court today, and the matter has been adjourned to April 14th. 44 undocumented immigrants have been detained during an anti-crime exercise in Princestown. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service says the operation took place at a Malgrid 2 village premises suspected of illegal gambling, including cockfighting. Officers reported that several individuals tried to flee, with some jumping from the building. One foreign national was injured and remains warded under police guard. Police also detained 50 Trinidad and Tobago nationals, who were later released after checks. The foreign nationals are being held pending immigration inquiries as investigations continue. In regional news, Haiti is introducing austerity measures as rising global oil prices linked to the Middle East conflict put pressure on its economy. The government, led by Prime Minister Alex Didier Fils-Aimé, says it will ban the purchase of new state vehicles, cut fuel use across public institutions, and limit foreign travel to essential missions. Officials also plan to scale back security convoys, even as gangs continue to control large parts of the capital, Port-au-Prince. The measures are aimed at reducing spending and protecting the country's already fragile economy as global energy costs climb. In international news, the United States Supreme Court has struck down a Colorado law banning conversion therapy for minors. In an 8-1 ruling, the court sided with therapist Kaylee Childs, finding the law violated free speech protections under the First Amendment. Justice Neil Gorsuch, writing for the majority, said the law improperly restricted speech based on viewpoint, while Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson dissented. Conversion therapy, widely condemned by major medical bodies, aims to change a person's sexual orientation or gender identity. The ruling sends the case back to lower courts and could impact similar laws across more than 20 U.S. states. And that is news at this time. Stay with us. More great programming on the other side of the break.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
NETT Radio is celebrating 1 year of going above and beyond. It's all because of you.
Hi, I'm Captain Ron. Happy anniversary, New Era TT Radio.
Hi, I'm Michelle of Champlain, wishing NETT Radio a happy 1 year anniversary.
This is Janine Fanrumi, wishing NETT Radio TT and the entire family happy first birthday.
Happy 1 year anniversary to NETT Radio from Patrick Briley and Powder Magazine Facebook.
1 year strong because of you.
Hi, this is CJ from New York, wishing the NETT Radio family all the best. Happy anniversary.
Management, staff, DJs, happy first anniversary. NETT Radio from Michelle.
Listen here. Happy anniversary to the NETT family and the NETT TT radio station.
This is RJ. Thanking you, my New Era TT family, for those past couple months. Thank you, my family.
From all of us at New Era TT Radio, thank you for being part of the journey. The best is yet to come.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Scandal in
San Fernando, you asked, then we listen. Scandal in Citrus is coming back to South at Zappa. 2 nights only. Saturday the 11th of April at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 12th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at K-Squared Fashions, at C3 Center and Brentwood Mall in Chagonas, and at Fens by the Roundabout in Marabella. Box office at Zappa opens from Tuesday 7th April, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Scandal in Citrus is back, and we're at Zappa, San Fernando. It's a bacchanal.
Scandal in Citrus.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
All right, everybody. So we are back. This is the third and final hour of the breakfast show. And of course, you are listening to Net Radio, NETT Radio, TT.com. So it's netradiott.com. You can listen to us when we come off of the streams. You just come across and you can hang out with us all day. And as I say, every day. Let me say thanks to all those persons who would have sent in their greetings, Wendell. It's amazing, when they say we are really people powered, and I sent out just one broadcast because I was so busy trying to put together the website over the last couple of weeks, right? And I just did not have time to really work on some of those things. So coming into the weekend, I sent out one broadcast to some individuals and stuff, and boy, these people that are here with us, they responded in such quick time. and that is how we're able to have these greetings up and running, so I want to say thanks to everybody, and there were so many greetings. I just can't put everybody inside of the thing. We'd have been doing this whole day.
I think I will join you, Sir Charles. I think we have a fantastic following on this radio station, on Net Radio. I think we have a fantastic following. We certainly have a fantastic following on the breakfast show, and I would imagine all the other shows. But so thanks. It's been an enjoyable year, a year that went by without much hiccup at all. You know what I mean? We went through a general election. We went through so many different changes within the last year since starting this radio station, this labor of love.
And I'm happy that you said, and that is why for those of you with your businesses and stuff, we want you to support us. Let us get your word outside here, because we have a strong listenership, especially where the breakfast show is concerned, and you can advertise here. So we look forward to doing business with you.
And even if you're not advertising, just send some money. You have small, all you have a certain little pocket change. You have a certain money put away there.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
And you can support us, support the channel. It's always appreciated because
sorry.
So support the channel.
I'm gonna say Shamin. Let me choose somebody who live in abroad and far away. Send someone out.
Yeah.
Oh God, let me be myself.
You all can donate, support the channel, keep us up and running, because hell no, we like Max. We need the money because that's the only way we're going to keep on air. So support us and thanks so far for those who have supported us. Really appreciate it, and let's keep the thing going.
And thanks to the people in the chat, because I monitor the chat. I'm tasked with that responsibility. And I have to say, sometimes you all regulate yourselves, you all correct yourselves, you all, how should I put it, remonstrate? No, that's not the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, but I think the self-regulating is good.
Yeah, a lot of times the chat is self-regulated now.
Yeah, it's getting more controlled now, so I'm happy to see that. People are being responsible with what they're saying, because at the end of it all, you're putting out things there, and it's public. So we urge you to be responsible all the time. But just before we move on, and as we are moving on, I should say that interview with Idi Stewart was so enlightening for me.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you something. Governments, and I say no, because if he's talking about 30 plus years ago, this thing has been there really and truly. That is exploitation of workers situation that they have put in place there, Wendell. Because in this pool thing, if nobody comes out to work, you have to stay, right? I'm not. Normally, let us say, for example, the minimum wage is almost $20. Let's say if a nurse works for an average of $150 a day or $200 a day, right? And she has to stay. With this system that is put in place, all I'm paying her now is $60,
Yeah.
So you are actually exploiting workers by that system. I'm surprised Edie and them has not either talked call for the scrapping of that system or asking for an increase in that from that $60? Because that is madness.
Yeah, it is. It sounds exploitative.
And I now understand why no government wants to fix it, because it is working in their favor.
Yeah.
Because if they're correct for the money that they have to pay people who want $60, if those persons were not there and it's mandatory, you stay on the job and all those different kinds of things, they'd be paying much more money.
And sometimes the first and only person you interact with in a hospital is a nurse.
Yeah. And you know what gets me about all of this is that this again comes back to whom does this affect? Beyond the nurses, it affects the rank and file citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And the PNM has to take blame in this too, because they didn't address it. Because this is not a new issue. And a lot of those politicians, because of their fancy salaries, could go to the private healthcare system. Some of them even go abroad. So that good enough for them mentality kicks in. That salary good enough for them nurses, and that healthcare system good enough for them who can't afford to go to private healthcare. It's rotten. The policymakers are rotten, and the politicians that have allowed this to exist are rotten. Because Edie is not a new guest in terms of talking to us on this issue.
No, it's not. It's not new. And what was instructive is when he pointed out that the doctors have gone silent. I mean, because they are cool, because they're in private practice, they own hospitals, they're cool, so they don't really care.
Yeah, but that system is an abusive, oppressive system.
I don't know that they don't care. Sorry, Sir Jeff, interrupted you. I don't know that they don't care, but why aren't you not advocating? Why aren't you as doctors? Because you need those nurses. Why aren't you as doctors? Even if your moral compass is so shallow that you're afraid that you wouldn't become a registrar or whatever sometime in 2032 because you might be young or whatever. So you're so afraid that that's going to compromise that your moral compass is, I can't support nurses. So the nurses' claim is ridiculous then.
Yeah.
I now understand. I mean, that is such an abusive system. Why we have this situation of not having enough nurses in the hospital, because they don't want to put.
They leave, such as a lot of them. They are in demand, abroad, a nurse could go in a private home in any home in Europe or America and work for 10 times more than she working here. She could just be taking care of an elderly person in a home across there, and her life good. She gets in living, food, everything, and money at the end of the month. Better than she would ever get after studying and going into the nursing profession here. I know of a nurse in Europe. Quite a few of them actually went. And they have big homes here in Trinidad, but they're living in Europe,
Yeah. You could still live outside there and still fund your home here. You understand? And if you're living home here, you can hardly go in the supermarket. Oh my word. Guys, let's see if we can take a couple calls.
Hold on, I have the fire story, I promise all you.
Oh, yeah, you have a fire truck?
Yes, so Friday when we were liming, we lime on the main road here. A fire truck passed us. So we say, well, that's normal. Around this time, let's have bushfire, right? And then 2 more pass us one time. Said, that's a serious. That's a fire. You understand? Only to run out on the main road and see the fire truck not too far from where we are on the main road. Pull up. So then, of course, we start seeing sparks and they're cutting into the building. So, well, we walked down the road. The counselor was here. Imran was here that day. So I said, Imran, you the counselor for the area. Let me go. So we walked down to the area of this fire. But it was a false alarm. It was not fire. But 3 fire trucks responded. I did contact the person who owned the building. And he said everything was all right. It was just like a fumigation thing that triggered the fire alarm. So on Western Main Road, a fire is a big thing. And this is not too far from the hospital, actually. So they all rushed down there. And he said everything worked out fine. The fire services were very professional. The police, everybody who responded, they were very, very professional and all went well. So I leave and I go up home. I go up home now and I'm in my bed and I hear this noise. I say, what is that noise? East of me is a bamboo patch. You know where the bamboo is by the river there. And I'm hearing that, like bamboo bursting. I said, that is nothing else but a fire. So I look out, the whole place ablaze. East of me. I say, next thing you know, fire truck inside by me. I said, well, this is not a good sign, man. This is not a good sign. But the fire truck wake me up. It so happens that they couldn't even get to the fire from inside by me. You understand? And they had to, I guess, go around and eventually got it. But my whole yard was soot. I had to do a special cleaning after that day. You understand? So yeah, that's my fire.
Yeah, that's now it's plenty bushfire, so people have to be very careful. And especially if where you live around, you have plenty bush and stuff. You better do some cleaning and stuff.
Yeah, well, Kunaripo is bush.
Yeah. Yes. All right, so we can go to the lines now.
Arima is bush.
All right, let's see if we can take a couple of calls.
You just featured the word bush plenty this morning.
Yeah, this bush thing. Caller, good morning.
Yes, hello again. Nurses are very highly qualified people. I live in one here, lady highly qualified. She just went and do degree after degree after degree. Highly qualified. The nurses work is a sacrifice. I realized that when I went to some graduation with nurses, you take a vow. And that vow is a sacrificial vow for your patient and your hospital. I know a lot of nurses who family mash up because they're always on the job. You understand? So when people talk about nurses, I ask about, you have to marry one and live with one another, whatever.
Come down my rumbles.
You understand? What I'm saying, the government don't respect nurses. And I see Donald Trump trying to do something in the state, the same issue. Donald Trump. And them nurses out there, they started getting real bad. They protest for days out there. You understand? You can't say nurses is a profession, a noble profession. The doctors cannot function without the nurses. The nurses are run the hospital. You understand? So when Tim Gopisek and these people in Trinidad and Tobago played with nurses, they're wrong. They're wrong. Because these people must believe them have the money. As always say, they could go in a private nursing home. And you know, when you go in a private nursing home and something wrong, they send it straight back to the government. Right?
Yeah, once something go wrong. Mr. Patrick, thanks very much. We have to leave you there. Thank you so much. Dabadi, good morning.
Good morning, Wanda and Richard. Good morning. Again,
Morning.
happy anniversary. I have to say it until you're finished. So, nice interview this morning. And Mr. Idi Stewart, I have to say this. Always a nice interview. He has been saying that for years. So that's just a recording, right? And as Mr. Patrick said, these natives have been treated, I would say these words, as bastard children by every government for the last 15 years. But the only difference now is that not the Minister of Health, but the chairman of the board want to, well, I don't want to use the word because the child will...
Yeah, be careful with the words that you just want to use sometimes.
But the minister, the chairman of the board now, want to play, get on his high horse and want to be like a Bajan standoffish, kind of a way. And that is not the way. You don't behave like that. Look, TTNNA do nothing for them either. Terrence Yazing, I should say do nothing, but Terrence Yazing did not address some of the issues that they have now. but he was standoffish as this current.
No, he and Edie Stewart did not have a good relationship. It is obvious. Terence Zalsing and Edie Stewart did not have a good relationship.
Yes, yes.
No.
No, but definitely, but he wasn't showing it, you know? He
Huh?
wasn't showing it as the foreign minister. So the thing is, all of them, I can tell you all, I broke my hand since when I was 9 years old. 9 years, I nearly 50 years ago. And guess what? The hospital, I was there from 7:30 in the morning, and I reached home like 2 o'clock the next day. So you talk about 50 years in the hospital in this kind of condition, and things haven't changed. Right? So it needs an overhaul. The health ministry needs a proper overhaul. And the nurses are doing a wonderful job. You can't call them for certain things they do because they work hard. I'll give an example. I go to Maloney Health Center for everything I want free. Right? I don't have no comorbidities, but I'm in the clinic just to get blood tests and things, and everything is good. And here what? There's a nurse there, the head nurse. Since COVID time, she is the best. And I mentioned it to her. You know, she wearing masks right through. Since COVID, she's still wearing masks.
Yes, of course.
I never see her face. I never see her face. I never see her mouth open, nothing. I never see what kind of teeth she have. It's 2021, right? Right? So, and she's the best, right? So the nurses work extremely hard. She go over and beyond. So I go to sign documents to get certain things. When I do have to really go to nothing to get anything done. And she'll say, hold on, so, and tell me this is that, and I get it done. So, okay. I mean, Mr. Gopi Singh, Dr. Gopi Singh, please.
All right, Davide, thanks very much.
The best nurses in Trinidad and Tobago are situated at the St. James Medical Complex. The best, the absolute best nurses.
Right, all of them places have good and bad.
No, St. James Medical Complex are the best nurses.
Anyhow.
I think they're good and not so good nurses in terms of their attitude across the public health sector. Sometimes you meet really nice ones, and sometimes you meet ones who are not that nice.
Yeah. I mean, the majority of them are, but
only ones who are not nice. Let me leave Mr. Patrick alone.
Caller, good morning.
Mr. Patrick, I was tempted to get him for fatigue day.
Mr. Grant, talk to me.
Yeah. No, I listen to Mr. Edie Stewart and with the nurses, and I don't like all government. They ain't treating nurses as they're supposed to be as professional. Because I've been hospitalized since I retired about three or four times. But I have a different philosophy when I go in the hospital. I cooperate with all the nurses. And you know what I mean? There's like me. Because as I always say, my life is in their hands. I come in my time, I could not pass no water by and I need emergency and pain. And the doctor came, Dr. Funky Chink or something. And you have to, if I beg, she said she can't do it. Get a tube and do a suction because my belly is swell because I wasn't passing water. And that one, she said, I will do it for you, but I ain't supposed to do it there. But when she did that, boy, and our water come out, it's 3 bottle of water full of. And I always appreciate it. And then the woman who delivered my daughter could never forget. No Swana. When she delivered my daughter about 5 in the morning in Piccadilly Street, she had to run around Besson Street and deliver next year who are making baby. No such, it's real professional, boy. It helped me when they treat them good as a whole unionist.
Yeah.
Anyhow, somebody who I want to talk.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
So, Charles, I want to read this comment here.
Yeah.
This person said, I find when callers are critical of the current administration, Charles tends to want to cut them off. But Mr. Rima could speak at length and be critical of the previous administration. How do you respond to that, sir?
I have no response to that.
Good. Let's move on. Next call.
Hello, good morning to you, caller.
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Happy hump day, as y'all like to say.
How are you going?
Are you hear me?
Yes, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, all right. You know, a lot of people tend to think that flying an airplane is hard, but let me tell you something. You could drive a car, you could fly a plane. Being a nurse is a whole different kettle of fish. It's not anybody could be a nurse. I would pass everything in flight school and in flight training and every year of recurrent. But when we had to do the first aid part of it, I would always get a very low grade in it because I have a problem. I can't see needles and blood and all kinds of stuff. I was scraped through. I would pass, but just at a low grade. And if I had it my way, nurses, teachers, police officers, providing they're performing their jobs properly according to Wendell, will get the same pay grade as the ministers of the government. Because if you look at the government right now in Trinidad and Tobago, and even right here in America, what they're doing, they're cursing one another, they ain't doing the people's job. They think that they're inside there, it's for them alone and their friends and their families. That's it. I think nurses need to be treated better, and Mr. Goopy Singh needs to be removed. He needs to be removed, and this is a serious matter. And he doesn't. They don't care about the country; they care about party. Right? Even though if Officer Charles wants to be upset with me for that, no worries. But that's the facts. But I
Captain
feel
Ron,
that
Captain Ron,
hey,
there's nothing wrong with criticism, but there's responsible, irresponsible, and reckless. You see when it reaching that point, I was just trying to be a little cautious.
Well, with me, I try to stick with facts.
Yeah, try. Yeah, once people are responsible.
Opinion.
Some people
I feel they need to do that. Unless and when they say, and next thing I want to touch quick, they say what April Fool's Day, All Fool's Day, or something like that. If you all know the true reason how that started, we hear many different reasons, but the reason is today, Wednesday, is the day they crucified Christ. And he spent 3 days and 3 nights in the grave. He resurrected Saturday evening at sunset, which was Sunday where Sunday begins. Modern time, we come and change it. The people in Europe, in Rome, come and change it and say midnight is when the day starts. But this is why they say it's All Fool's Day, because they fool the people for so many centuries and say it's Good Friday. Understand? But we'll talk some more about that. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Captain.
Did you know, man?
I think Mrs. R put that in the chat earlier. I want to know.
Yeah, that's a good. Did you know that?
She put something along those lines in the chat about Christ being crucified today. I think that's what she did. I think so. But Richard, you know what she has to say about that? Don't you all discuss Catholicism and the crucifixion and so on?
No.
When that guy is still with us?
Yes, Gail is still with us.
All right. So good morning, 1 second to the Gail people. And of course, we know sometimes they drop off at any point in time. But at any point in time that you all do drop off, we want to say thank you so much for being with us this morning, right? Koala, good morning.
Good morning to Charles, Wendell, and Richard. I got your triple eight, so I wasn't able to send you everything.
Bishop Philip, I see you starring in pictures with the Prime Minister and thing, man.
But to be honest, that is my Prime Minister. There's no problem with me with standing with the Prime Minister. Because we have worked and put her in office because of the wicked TNM government.
It's the broadest.
My Prime Minister.
It's the broadest smile I ever see on a bishop, on a Baptist picture. It's the broadest smile I ever see.
He said that wicked with passion, boy.
For the UNC now. I have a voice because if they're doing something that I don't like, I could tell them.
Well, you're putting a good word for the station, too, now. Put in a good word for the station now.
Yeah.
Well, what you want? I have a good media. You have good supporters. Your station is doing fine. You know, so you're not that's a good word. You're doing well. I want to make this point. We have a system with the nurses. Decades. I worked in the New York system, healthcare system, right? I mean, I worked from looking after people. I and became a delegate in the 1199 union. We have more trained nurses in New York than we have in Trinidad and Tobago because the system was so bad that they were leaving and going to New York and getting better pay. This is years ago, 25, 30 years ago. So we have a system here that is not working, and we have government who are not fixing the system. We blame it in it's not even a system, it's the system that is bad. But the president of the Nurses Association, he's aware that he has done nothing in the PNM time to fix it. You have a new government 1 year in office.
No, that's not fair to Edie, Bishop.
Yeah.
That's not a fair comment to Edie.
He has been championing that cause a long time, you know.
But what I'm saying, he has been championing the cause, but he was not aggressive as he is today. He was championing the cause, but not aggressive with them.
No, he was very aggressive.
That's why he and Terrence Dancing didn't get along.
Yeah, he was very aggressive against the PNM.
Yeah, some people may have forgotten, but they would very, very much at loggerheads.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I was not following him that much. And I want one other point I want to make. As a priest, child, I listen to people comments about the crucifixion of Christ. I've been to school of theology. I've been to university. I'm a qualified. I've been to theology. You could argue about when Christ was crucified and when he was born, and you missed the point. You missed the most important point. Do you believe Christ existed, and do you believe that Christ is who he says? That's all that is important, you know. What's important? Do you believe that Christ is who he is? Lord and God. Do you believe in the Trinity? That is the issue. Not when he was crucified and the date and the correct date and all of this. You have to remember, during Constantine time, all our rituals, all our books were destroyed. And they were put back together after the Renaissance. And when they were put back together, a lot of things were misplaced. A lot of dates were misplaced. A lot of times were misplaced. They were saying things that was not acknowledged. So we are not concerned about the dating of certain things. We know Christ was born. He was the Son of God. He was crucified around this period of time. And we know this is Holy Month. We celebrate that. We are concerned about what Monday or Sunday or Tuesday. We celebrate this period. And everybody.
All right, Bishop. Thanks much.
Yeah. Well, the mere fact that Easter this time falls, this date changes almost on a yearly basis is reason not to even go. How should I put it?
Yeah.
Get your nerves or frayed on a date. You understand? The mere fact that this date changes every year.
All the time. Yeah.
You know.
Paula, good morning to you.
Good morning again, Sir Charles.
Morning.
Listen, you see, religion is a thing I don't like to debate, you know, because people have their own teachings and they believe, so others must not come and tell people they're talking foolishness or nonsense or don't believe. You believe what you believe, and let me believe what I believe. That's how I feel it.
Fair enough. I agree with you where that is concerned.
Yeah, don't come and play other people's teachings and it's foolish and you feel what you think is the correct thing. Right?
Nina has spoken.
I really called to take on Wendell, you know. He leave the other woman from Arima to tell she about the chips. We had to come forward, but he come in with me. But he saw no me mouth, then you're trying to change it quick and talk about jumping on Charmaine. You're looking for $4.
Yes. 8-1. That's what we want. 8-1. Them little red notes you are, they can't help me.
So you come in to talk about Zina, and I say, look how there's one that pick on low fence, and Richard. Or they take out mortgage on me.
20 years now we do it, Zina. 20 years now we calling in.
Richard has so much mouth, and he could talk hard when he ready, but you hear how quiet he just keep when you get into intimate business. Yeah, you say, what you want, Miss
Miss Aaron.
Be quiet.
Yeah.
Talk religion and you know,
He's a mouse. He's not a man, he's a mouse.
Yes.
Oh,
Damn suck. That's what my father used to say. He just suck.
I see that.
Anyhow, that's why they call to pong you.
That's quite all right.
Jamin, hello, you hear when they're looking for you know what?
Us dollars we want.
Thank you very much, Ida. Have a good day. And that's going to leave the calls for today. Thank you very much, everybody, for participating in the show. Your number one Get Up and Go breakfast show. And, of course, the fastest streaming network. Right? Nice. So, well, of course.
Nah, there are no scandal this weekend.
No, it's not this weekend, but
it's next weekend. Scandal and Cedrus is on next weekend, the 11th and 12th of April. So we'll be taking a break for Easter weekend, but we're back the following weekend at Sapa in San Fernando. Tickets are on sale already at the outlets, K Squared Fashions and C3 Center, Brentwood Mall, and Fens of Marabella by the roundabout. The box office at Sapa opens on Tuesday, the 7th of April, because Monday's a holiday. So from Tuesday, 7th of April, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. I know tickets are already selling at outlets. Get your tickets early. I kid you not. For Scandal and Cedrus, we are in Sapa next weekend. San Fernando, we are back. And of course, you can also purchase tickets online. Check RSRR Productions Theatre on social media, and you can see the methodology in accomplishing that. So that's all I have to say.
All right, that's enough. Folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God. And thank you so much for chatting with us this morning and for calling in on all the different contributions that we have had over the course of the day. Tomorrow is the real anniversary party on the breakfast show.
Are they going to the priestess yet?
No. If we have a priest, we can't party. Because the kind of thing you don't want to say. You can't say that in front of the Catholic. His grace. We'll try and get the respective heads of the churches tomorrow, just to bring Easter greetings and so on, you know, and to explain why this day keep changing every year.
All right,
folks, have a wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God. Bye-bye.
All right, no problem. So stay with us on the stream, New Era TT Radio. Remember,
have a fantastic day, whatever you do. Remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health. And of course, the weekend begins tonight at the second after midnight, because tomorrow will be Thursday, Holy Thursday, as we go into an extra long weekend.
Oh, and if you have hot cross buns and you want to give it away, just, you know where to find me, right? Down by Rumbox on Western Main Road. We used to get hot cross buns too, remember? From who? Gary Adge. Gary Adge used to drop hot cross buns for us every Easter. Gary, where are you when we need you?
Yeah, but you don't know what to find you now, is it? He's dropping it in El Dorado.
You don't know where to find you now, Wendell.
Nah, Gary, you know where to find me. Trust me. Right?
All right, so have a fantastic day. Remember that new NETT Trinidad radio continues on TuneIn. And of course, you can go to netradiott.com to continue listening to the stream and the excellent programming throughout the day. All right, so this has been
a breakfast show.
Oh.
Get up, it's the time to start the day. The breakfast show is here, we bring in the soca way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes.